Alright players, so today we're checking out the Audient ID14 interface, and the whole concept of this video was to like record and do absolutely everything, produce just using this interface. So I had to set up like a little mobile station, and I was going between guitar amps, drums, vocals, and all this stuff with my laptop. So let me give you a rundown a little bit of this interface very quick. So we only have 2 preamps on this guy. So the whole song was recorded just using 2 mics max. So cool thing about this interface though is that we do have, it's a portable interface, so it doesn't require any power. So it can run off USB unless you need full phantom power, and then you have to connect it to a power source. In this case, we only used a condenser on the acoustic and on vocals. So, but everything else was just really easy to record. All the bass, guitar, and drums was like a breeze to record. It was really awesome. Another really nice feature of this interface is that it has a dedicated headphone deck, digital to analog converter, and it sounds amazing. It was amazing to track through this thing. I actually like it more than my main interface. So and then the plus of, you know, you go traveling and stuff like that, and you can always have baller conversion for when you're listening and enjoying your music. I really enjoy the slightly stepped volume knob. I think it's a really nice touch. And then, you know, you have your 2 dedicated outs for your speakers, which I didn't use. And then you have an optical in, so you can potentially expand this interface up to another 8 channels, giving you a total of 10 channels, which is a pretty decent amount of channels if you ask me. Now, I love these preamps. I have they're pretty much the same version as what is it called, the ASP808, and I use those all the time in most of my sessions. So like having that quality of preamps in such a portable and affordable package, I think it's an added bonus. And other than that, you know, latency is pretty standard. Has a really nice DI in the front too, and then you know, it has the burr brown converters. Super solid product. I highly recommend it. So now let's just dive into the mix and kind of hear what the raw sounds were of the session that we recorded. All right. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna break down, you know, track by track how we recorded this and sort of the chain that we used to get everything in the ballpark. So I'm just gonna showcase all the raw sounds that we got for the moment, so you can get like a true representation of how the preamps in this interface sounds. So let's start with this vocal right here. We'll start with this main vocal. Where are you? Here we go. Let's make a loop very quick. So all we did was it was the Warm Audio WA87 straight into the preamp of the interface ID14. Let's hear how it sounds.
Congratulations, you are the first one to arrive.
That's it. Sounds great to me. I like to track with a little compression going in, but since the Audient doesn't have like any onboard effects or anything like that, we can't really do it. But still, you know, nothing that you can't do in post. So after that, let's go and listen to the drums, since that was probably the most challenging and most interesting part of creating this video. So we're gonna, let's see. We don't want to get that. Let's just get the drum bus. Here we go. And let's bypass all this stuff. So for the drums, I used a ribbon microphone as an overhead, just so, because I was playing the drums, so I tend to be a little heavy-handed on cymbals, and since I only had one mono overhead to work with, I kind of wanted to get more of the shells and less of the cymbals. So I figured a ribbon, since it has a little bit more of a warm sound and rolled off highs, it would be the ideal mic for this situation. And it sounds, I'm not gonna lie, I really like how it sounds. So let's listen to this. Let's go to this section right here. You can hear how, you know, very transient-y too. Like the preamps are really nice, picking up a lot of transient information. And the snare is sounding beefy and stuff. And the cymbals are kind of nice and even. And then we have our kick, which was a D6, an Audix D6. And here we have them both together. There we have it. So let's check the bass now. So for the bass, I had to use a Radial J48 just because it has a pass-through, and I really wanted to capture the DI sound and then a bass amp sound. For the bass amp sound, I used like a Galeon Kruger small little combo going through Ampeg 8x10 cab, and I was using the Darkglass Alpha Omega pedal in front of it, and then it was mic'd up with an RE20 straight into the interface. So let's hear how that sounds. So here's just the DI. And here's the bass amp. All right. So let's take a listen to these guitars then. So the guitars, super easy recording process. It's a PV Windsor head through a old like 80s Ampeg 4x12 guitar cab, which I have no info on, so, and I really don't want to know it either, so it just sounds cool.
It's got the vibes. And then there's just a trusty old SM57 going straight into the Audient interface as well. So let's take a listen to the rhythm guitars first. Yeah, here we go. This should be a good section. Here we go. You know, just typical rock and roll like sort of gain kind of tone. Then the other tone that I got that was kind of interesting was this like sort of post-rock lead vibe where I was using a Boss DD500 in front of the amp. Kind of came out really cool. Let's listen to this. Really neat tone. And then basically, you know, playing with lighter gains and stuff like that, the intro tone was just that, just like a slightly crunchy sound on the PV Windsor. But then I printed a ping pong stereo delay on it. Oh, and can't forget about the swell at the beginning. And that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, let's not forget about the acoustic. So for the acoustic, it's just a Taylor 210 series, something like that. And an AKG 414, pretty much right around the sound hole and straight into the Audient. Nothing fancy. And then there was one more guitar that was like pretty much super clean on the PV amp, and running through the transmitter and the Tribute Audio Il Verbo. Which was kind of a nice sort of sounding guitar to pair up with the acoustic right there at the end. Give it a little vibe. So that's pretty much everything. That's the breakdown of what went down in here. And it was a lot of fun doing it. And I recommend any engineer, songwriter out there to try and do something like this. You know, get out of your comfort zone. You'll definitely learn a lot, and you'll figure out a way to arrange the song in a different and unique way.
So thank you so much for watching this video. It took a lot of time to figure this one out. But I want to give a special shout out to my buddy Chris, who also sings in my original band, Hearken into Andromeda. This dude always goes above and beyond. Really appreciate all his effort and hard work into this. And last but not least, I just wanted to let you all know that Arcology has some merch going on now. We got some prog hats and we got some prog mugs too. If you want to support us, I'll leave a link down in the description, arcology.bigcartel.com, and pick yourself up some goodies, okay? Really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, comment, and give me some feedback. I always appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you on the next one.